Hello, kindergartners, and welcome to another online story time with the Massanutten Regional Library. I'm Miss Stephanie, the librarian for the Page County Libraries, and I am here at the Shenandoah Community Library in the town of Shenandoah, here with all these wonderful books behind me, and I've chosen a few to read to you guys today. And we're going to do books on creepy crawlies, like things with lots of slime and tentacles and lots of legs, and like our snail friend here. And I'm going to put him up here just to hang out with us during our story time today. And the first book I'm going to read is actually about him. It is called Snail Crossing. One lucky day, Snail was out scooting about when he saw the most beautiful sight. A field of plump, crisp cabbage just across the road. "Well, you won't stop me," said Snail to the road. Snail had been traveling for some time when he decided to take a break. "Why, I must be nearly there," thought Snail. He was watching the grumbling gray crowds when he felt something coming his way. What it was, Snail couldn't say. Some things are too big and fast for snails to ponder. "Well, you won't stop me," said Snail to the thing. Snail was cabbage bound. Nothing could stand in his way. There we go. "Hey, you! You're standing in our way. We've got a road to cross here," yelled a troop of rowdy ants. And they probably would have carried on like that if it hadn't started to rain. "Rain!" cried the ants. "Help, help, 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 help!" Cabbage bound or not, Snail couldn't just leave them there. "Come in," said Snail. "Come in before you drown." "Tea?" asked Snail. "Oh, please, thank you. That would be lovely," said the ants. Click. "We're sorry about earlier. Terribly sorry. Sometimes we get a bit antsy," said the ants. "Oh, I know the feeling," said Snail, and he told him about the plump, crisp cabbage just across the road. Said the ants. When the rain stopped, the ants said thank you, and goodbye. "Well, I hope you come back soon," said Snail. "Count on it," said the ants, and off they went. "Now where was I?" said Snail to himself. "Ah, yes. Snail was cabbage bound. Nothing could stand in his way." Snail was scooting right along when he noticed something standing in his way. "Lunch," said the hungry crow. "Well, you won't eat me," said Snail. "Can't you see I am cabbage bound? Evasive maneuvers, evasive maneuvers." So he's going around trying to confuse the crow. Honk, honk. And just like that, the hungry crow was gone. Snail was relieved, but a bit dizzy from all that spinning. "Cabbage bound, I'm cabbage bound, head in the clouds, foot on the ground." Snail scooted and scooted and scooted, and "Hooray!" said Snail. "I made it." But where was the cabbage? "Well, shoot," said Snail, as he turned himself around and went back to where he started. But what was that on the horizon? Could it be? It was! The cabbage was coming to Snail. "Hooray!" said Snail. "Snail bound, we're snail bound." "Thank you," he said to the ants. "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And then his new friends went inside for cabbage soup and tea. And no one felt antsy at all. The end. All right, so something else we see creeping on the ground and in the trees is a caterpillar. And I've got a fun book about a caterpillar, the very hungry one. Very hungry caterpillar. "In the light of the moon, a little egg laid on a leaf. On Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for about 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon and pushed his way out to become a beautiful butterfly. The end. All right, well, this book and the other book I read were stories that people thought up in their heads and wrote down, and they were really fun. But I'm going to tell you my next tale is of something that actually happened. It's true, and it is Inky's Amazing Escape, how a very smart octopus found his way home. The baby octopus hatched out of an egg the size of a grain of rice. His mother used his jet to blow him away out of her den out to the sea along with his tiny octopus brothers and sisters. Each octopus set out on a journey alone. They're born ready to explore. For weeks, the octopus rode the currents of the Pacific Ocean. He ate tiny scraps of food that flew by and grew fast. Soon he needed bigger meals, clam, fish, and octopus's favorite, crabs. To find them, the little octopus had to explore. Curiously, he wondered, might there be a tasty morsel here? And what about over there? He poked his slippery, bendy arms into every nook and cranny. Soon he found a yummy clam. He used his strong suckers to pull the clam apart and ate the clam for dinner. Now the octopus was sleepy. How would he find a safe place to nap? He searched among the coral. He found a crack that led to a little cave, with 1 arm, 2 arms, 4 arms, and 8. Good night. And in the morning, the octopus went out exploring again. What could he find today? He could but feel and taste with his suckers on his tentacles. But he didn't see the long green fish swimming like a banner. It was a moray eel. He chomped down on 2 of the octopus's arms. The young octopus used his jet to shoot away, head first and arms trailing behind him. But the eel had bitten off the tips of 2 arms. The octopus was hungry and hurt, but he went on. And he spotted a wooden box lying on the sea floor. And when his slippery, bendy arms and his squishy head, he ate the lobster, and then he took a nap. But when he woke up, the octopus felt himself rising up and out of the water. What the octopus thought was a safe den was a fisherman's lobster trap. "You want a lobster," the fisherman explained. "What do we have here?" The octopus, who had never seen a human before, thought the same thing. "You're hurt," the lobsterman observed. He decided to take the little octopus to the aquarium. The aquarium keeper saw the octopus's hurt arm. "You'll be safe with us," she told him, and poured him into a tank. She named him Inky because when they're scared, octopuses can squirt ink. But the little octopus wasn't scared. He was ready to explore. He felt and tasted the glass in all the corners with his slippery, bendy arms and his strong suckers. He crawled into the top of the tank and looked up at the keeper. She handed him his favorite snack, a yummy crab. Now they were friends. Inky liked it when the keeper petted him. Sometimes he was so happy he would change colors. Octopuses changed colors to fool their prey and escape enemies, but they show their feelings this way too. When the keeper opened the lid to his tank, Inky turned red with excitement. When he relaxed, he turned white. Sometimes he made spots on his arms, and sometimes he even made stripes and splotches. Inky felt better. He had fun in his tank. The keeper gave him dry corals, pots, and jars to explore. Inky poked his slippery, bendy arms in all of them, and sometimes even stick his squishy head inside. Sometimes the keeper gave Inky toys. Inky liked to take apart Lego blocks and put them back together. He liked playing with Mr. Potato Head. One time, with his suckers, he pulled off all the parts and handed them to the starfish in the tank. Inky grew very fast. When he arrived at the aquarium, he was the size of a baseball. Now he was the size of a soccer ball. His arms had healed. And Inky was always exploring, though. One night, the keeper forgot to close the lid to Inky's tank tight enough. He poked a slippery, bendy arm through the gap. What would he find? First 1 arm, then another, and another. Then all 8 arms climbed out of the tank. And finally, his squishy head was out too. Inky slid across the floor, exploring with his arms. Soon he came to a hole. A drain for the water was always sloping out of the tanks and hoses. Where would the hole lead? There was only one way to find out. He poked his slippery, bendy arms in the drain. 1 arm, 2 arm, 4 arm, 8. He pulled and pushed, he pushed and pulled, and finally his squishy head popped inside the drain too. Oh goodness, it looks like he is exploring. And Inky traveled a long time, down, down, down. Inky inched his way through the long pipe. At last he could feel and taste the change. Up popped 1 arm, 2 arms, 4 arms, and 8. And finally, Inky's squishy head was free again. The dream pipe went back to the Pacific Ocean. And that's where Inky is today, ready to explore. All right. And here is actually a picture of the real Inky. He was in an aquarium in the island of New Zealand, which is all the way across the world. But what's really great about books is we can still learn about things that happen all the way across the world as well. Oh, thank you for joining me today. I look forward to sharing more books with you soon. Have a good day. Bye.